This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey, sweeties, it's the CandyGirl, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted source for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and CastBox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J. And it is a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the Sweetest Thing, CandyGirl.
Woo-woo.
How are you, CandyGirl?
I am so good. Happy to be here, happy to chat with you, and hopefully we can sweeten up everyone's day with this interview.
Absolutely. And when are you going to sweeten up everybody's day locally?
Yes, April, this week it's definitely going to be packed with some treats. I have a show Friday with our MW Lucha Libre, that's April 21st. That is going to be happening in Oxnard, California, and it's an all-women's showdown. And then on Saturday, April 22nd, I will be at New Tradition Lucha Libre in some tag team action. So I'm bringing my Candy Coated style against my opponents with their Lucha Libre style. And then towards the end of the month, I will be also sweetening things up at United Wrestling Council in Hawaiian Gardens. So that will be a fun show to check out as well.
All right. And how can we find you on social media and merchandise?
Twitter and Instagram is _the_CandyGirl.
Okay. And merchandise?
I do not have merchandise. I do have 8x10s with an autograph available at any of my shows. So hopefully you can see me during intermission or after the shows. And that's one of the ways that the fans can help support what us wrestlers do.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. You were the very first ComptonMania Women's Champion, and the third as well. Can you tell us about what that meant to you, especially being somebody, California born and bred?
Yes, I've been wrestling now for going on 7 years, and so much has changed as far as representation just in the last few years for women, for people of color, for those in the LGBTQ community. Just it's been changing, and it's even though we're better than where we used to be, it's still not where we deserve to be or need to be. So more progress is always needed. So I felt that when I first started wrestling, I was usually the only female in training. I started training with Brian Kendrick's School of Pro Wrestling, and then later also started training at the School of Hard Knocks with Jesse Hernandez, and still few women. And after working the indies for a few years, I had the opportunity to meet with the owners of ComptonMania, Showtime, and there's other promoters too that were intentionally trying to bring more representation. But since you asked specifically about ComptonMania, it was something that I believed in. I believe in. I'm born and raised in LA. My parents are from Guatemala, so it was really important because I didn't see people like myself growing up, and if I did, it was maybe just one example of it or one or two dimensions of what or how a Latina could be. So when I was part of ComptonMania's first ever women's match, I knew that was something that I wanted to do. They've been growing over the years, but when it first started, it was a smaller company. So it's been a point of pride to be able to have been on the journey since the beginning with them, from being in the first women's match ever a few years ago to then becoming the first ever ComptonMania women's champion. And it's been a lot of matches with that company, and I lost the title as well. We won it back, and now have been a 2-time ComptonMania's women's champion. So that is only scratching at the surface of what I want to do with the company and what the company is going to do for bringing local pro wrestling to the community, to the inner city and places specifically like Compton, where maybe because of the media, you only think about it a certain way, and we are more than delighted to show you what the hood is, what can come out of the hood. Having been a product of the hood myself, we are always excited to break people's expectations, to surpass their expectations, and to also entertain them and give them something sweet to cheer for, which is really what it's all about for me, because the world gives us enough of the negative stuff. So I don't think we should add any more, to each other.
Right, and you were the first champion, and then you lost it to a guy named Shiloh. Can you tell us about that rivalry?
Yes, the one thing about independent wrestling, indie wrestling, is that it does keep you on your toes. So when I retained my women's championship after defense, Shiloh that same night, back in May 2022, had won a match where the stipulation was that he would get a title opportunity. So no one, especially me, did not expect him to want to cash in on the women's championship. And that very same night, just after I performed, he caught me off guard. He attacked me, and he did take the title from me. And for him, he said he was pushing for equality and saying, well, if women want to get more representation, then that means that men can also take the women's title. But I think he was making the point, and the point is that because women have been historically overlooked, we need intentional representation, versus what he was doing was just taking the women's title as a joke and a mockery of the women's division. He would say very bad things about the women's division. So there was a little bit of a history there, but ultimately at the end, I did not scoop down to his level. I made sure that it was about pro wrestling, about the fans. And at the end, I got my retribution. He apologized. We are on okay terms. I wouldn't say we are friends. We are on okay terms, and I hope that through it all, not just from what I said, but how I carried myself, that he understands why it's so important to me to have a message with everything that I do, because we never know when our days are counted or limited. So I want to make sure that every day I'm bringing to it what I think is important and pouring my heart into everything that I do. And I hope that him being now in the ring with me a couple times has felt that. And I think he did, because he did apologize. So whenever we can help uplift the message as well is a good day for the CandyGirl.
All right. Now, early on in your career, you teamed with Awesome Kong in a tag team match against I believe it was Jeanette and Ruby Reyes. I mean, even Ruby Reyes is a big name in independent wrestling as well. So what did it mean to you to team with Awesome Kong, especially against Ruby Reyes, and that experience?
It was such a great experience. I was so happy. It was something that was not expected. It was sort of last minute, just the way things worked out, and really a testament to just always be prepared, always be ready. And thank gosh that I had everything that I needed. I was ready, training wise, everything, because I didn't even expect to perform that night. I was not on the flyer or anything, and luckily everything aligned. And it was such a different experience, because to be so early on in my career, I think I was like in year 2 of my career, to have an opportunity to work with her, to get feedback from her, and to get different feedback, right? Because a lot of the feedback that I was getting, it up to that point was great, but it was mostly from Mel. So it was interesting to get something that sort of maybe catered to my perspective and the way that I saw things, or the way that a woman's body may move differently from maybe like a man's body. So to have that feedback was just so valuable, and it got me excited about the possibilities of what can happen as long as you do what you're supposed to do. You train, you're respectful, and how great things can come. So that was super exciting. And she's such a close friend to Jesse Hernandez with EWF, Empire Wrestling Federation. So I've had the opportunity to chat with her a couple of times, and every time she is just it's so awesome to know that real, genuine humans exist in wrestling, and that's who she is, and that you can be that tough, right? But still be such an amazing person. That's really what I strive for as well. And that I'm sweet, I'm kind, I believe in positivity, but it's not a weakness, right? It takes more strength to be negative than it does to be, take more strength to be positive than it does to be negative.
Right.
And she really represents that. So really, it was just so exciting. I don't know what other word to use, but exciting. And thank gosh that I was sort of a little bit naive early on in my career, because I think if I wasn't, I would have been way more nervous than I was at the time. So I think being a little bit naive protected me, just kind of going with the flow, because yeah, it was a big moment for me.
Well, obviously a great experience. Was it a good experience wrestling Chucky?
Some fans that might not have seen that match, like, what are they talking about? I believe this was in UEW, if I'm not mistaken. Underground. Yeah, I think it was with them. But yeah, I had a match with Buggy Nova, who sort of is now retired from the independent scene. But yeah, that turned into me versus Chucky. And as far as size difference, I thought it would be such a different experience, because I'm clearly bigger. But it was one of those things that I was like, you know what? I've never trained for this. So, because I train a lot, but I've never trained to wrestle Chucky. So I honestly did not know what was going to happen. So I'm glad that I came out of that okay. But it's one of those moments in wrestling when you're in the ring and you're like, what is happening? What is my life right now? And if I lose to Chucky, what does this do? What does this do for my confidence? Because how do you prepare for that? So, but honestly, looking back now, it's one of those things that it just makes me smile. And again, what makes pro wrestling so amazing is that you keep the magic alive and anything can happen.
Well, you did better than Liv Morgan. She didn't survive the process.
I think anybody that can walk out of wrestling Chucky or a doll is a win in my book. So kudos to her too.
Speaking of another big name in WWE, you wrestled Katie Lee Bocho or Impact's Winter. What was that experience like?
Yes, I've wrestled her a few times. I've wrestled her as part of the Micromania tour. They have a segment called Battling Bombshell, so we were wrestled her a couple times or a few times there. Also wrestled her with Believe Pro Wrestling Unplugged up in like mid California. But it was great. When you know that you're booked against a name like that, you don't know what you're gonna get, right? You get you get nervous in a good way, right? Because you know it's gonna be a learning opportunity regardless of whatever happens. So it was such a pleasant experience to have it been against a name like hers, but have her be such a down to earth, no nonsense type of person. And she came up when wrestling was, just it came up in a place in the world where wrestling was just different. Plus, not having a lot of women. So whatever I thought that I experienced as far as lack of representation, she experienced that many more times over. So to have someone like that have that unique vantage point and knowledge of how she had to learn things, being with so many less females and training for females, everything was just different. To have her just be so generous with her knowledge and the bits and pieces that she's picked up was great too. So she doesn't really work the indie scene too much anymore, so that's kind of a bummer, but I'm glad that I was able to catch her and get a few matches in before she kind of stopped working the indie scene as much. But really good example of what a vet is and what a vet should be as far as wanting to lift up the up and coming or younger wrestlers. And really great at what she does. Really commits to what she's doing and really makes sure that the fans leave with a good time and a good story.
All right. Now you were in No Way Jose's Congo line. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah. You did your research. Like Spitfire questions here, making me think back. Thought it was gonna be like, what's your favorite candy? Yes,
That's later.
Oh no, this is a good refresher for me because we grind a lot. We do a lot of matches. Sometimes they all start to blur. You're just in the hustle of training and promoting and everything. So it's good to take a step back and kind of reflect. So appreciate that. Yes, I've been fortunate enough to work for WWE as extra talent a few times, and once or twice, I believe, I've been part of No Way Jose's Conga line, and that was a very special experience for me because I got to go down the ramp just the way any wrestler would, for the entrance of their match. So being able to have that experience of walking down the same ramp, that same sort of view of the audience, of the energy and all that. So being able to get even though I wasn't wrestling that day, I just was part of his conga line. It was, as a performer, it was such a good perspective to have, and it helped me learn a little bit of why WWE is so successful in the way that they put their TV product together and the way that they really cater to the TV audience. So having literally walked down that stage, that platform, was super awesome. And plus that song was just so fun. I mean, they just literally told us, wear these wacky things, dance, have fun, be high energy. So I just made sure to do that. Had a little bit of some candy right before, make sure I got a little bit of that sugar high, and that was dancing away. So it was super fun. It was super fun. You never know what you're gonna get called to do. So that was a fun one.
Being backstage, what is that experience like? Is it kind of like a window into a world you want to be a part of, or just getting an idea of how wrestling operates on its highest level?
I think when you look that the company does that, puts on a show on such a demanding schedule year round, right? It's not like other sports that there's a season where there's a football season or a basketball season, or what they do is year round. They don't have an off season. So to have that sort of rigor when it comes to putting on TV for weekly episodic episodes, it was such a learning experience. I've known that I've always wanted to learn that part of it, not just to help me as a performer, but also because there's just so much valuable knowledge that when I was there, I just made sure my eyes are open, my ears are open, your mouth is closed. There's a lot more that I have to learn than anything that I can say. And just making sure that I was absorbing and taking it all in, because even though I may not have understood at the time a lot of what I was seeing as far as production or organizational, that a lot of things have clicked later on as well. I'm like, okay, now I get why they did it this. Oh, I see how this enhances the performance. Start to connect the dots in different ways. So it was super, super valuable. Plus, at the end of the day, right, I fell in love with wrestling because I'm a fan. I grew up watching WWF. I grew up, with WWE. So there's also that part of just, I have to remind myself that yes, this is great to help me in my career, but also take a moment to take a step back and just be happy that as a fan, too, right deep down inside, that little kid in me is now witnessing something that I would not have thought I would have witnessed, just sitting on the sofa watching TV when I was a kid and watching, all my favorite wrestlers growing up.
All right. Now, can you tell us about Chick-A-Dee?
Yes. So for those that maybe only know me as the CandyGirl, the Sweetest Thing, I also wrestle for my coach, Brian Kendrick. He has a promotion called Wrestling Pro Wrestling, WPW. It's a comedy promotion, so it's sort of a play on wrestling. There's characters that are just larger than life. There's a huge giraffe. There's a Chinese takeout box. There's Chick-A-Dee, which is I play a little chicken, and it's really fun to play her and to have played her for the last few years. And she's been having a solo run. She was part of a Birds of a Feather tag team. So in the last year or so, she's been having maybe a year or so, maybe a year and a half. She's been having a solo run and having one-on-one matches and really making a name for herself, and showing that you can be cute and you can be tough as well. And it's helped me as CandyGirl as a performer, because to play a little chicken and not be able to talk and just really rely on my body language and mannerisms has allowed me to be more self-aware, and also to not take yourself seriously. Like everything is great, but at the end of the day, we don't know when our last day will be, so we kind of have to be okay with having some fun with it too in the process, and having that character, and I can sort of make fun of myself as well, and learn more about comedic timing, and all of that has helped the CandyGirl, has helped me as the CandyGirl as well. So all fun. I encourage everyone to check it out. It's in the Valley, Wrestling for Wrestling. You may not be a wrestling fan, that's fine. You'll have fun. If you're having a bad day, go. It'll make you smile, make you laugh. If you're having a good day, it will keep it going and make it even better. So hopefully fans check that out as well. We're very happy and proud of the show.
When Brian Kendrick comes up to you and say, "You're gonna play a chicken," what's your first reaction to that?
For those that maybe know Brian Kendrick, he's a very interesting character. He's very intellectual. He always has interesting insight. So honestly, it didn't really seem that far-fetched, because I first started at WPW as a ballerina when I debuted seven years ago. But honestly, yeah, Brian Kendrick just gives you a chicken suit and tells you that you're gonna wrestle with a chicken. Then I'm gonna play a chicken and flap my wings and chirp away and make the most of it. And I didn't really know what I was going to do with that character at first, but it's been nice to sort of develop her mannerisms and have her be popular with the fans too, and have fans give me good feedback on that. So, but No, I'm not gonna question my coach on that one.
I do feel like it is a very Brian Kendrick thing to do at the end of the
I
day.
know. I mean, also too, I mean, it was really wasn't. It isn't really that crazy, crazy. I mean, it is an uncomfortable outfit to wrestle in, and it's very itchy, and it's really hard sometimes to keep all the pieces from not moving or falling. But compared to some of the stuff that other people have,
I mean,
um,
really.
they have a huge mask over their head, like they cannot move. I'm not gonna complain because the other ones are really tough, really, really tough. Like you're literally just very rigid and can't move. So it's a win in my book compared to the some of the outfits that the others have to wear. At least I don't have anything covering my face and I can breathe, you know, okay and everything. So those people deserve I mean, they're doing cardio in some of these very hard to breathe um, costumes and materials.
And some are
So
restrictive as well.
very, very, very so. Yeah, I'm happy with Chick-A-Dee.
All right. Um, what
Some
is
people I always wonder, like, if some people aren't like they just happen to listen in. They're like, she plays a chicken. I swear, it's so funny. Check it. Check out my Instagram or Twitter _the _CandyGirl. I post some clips. I swear you'll love Chick-A-Dee too.
okay? What is Candy Girl's favorite candy?
Okay. Candy Girl's favorite candy. I grew up loving Mike and Ike's.
Okay.
Mike and Ike's are were just like I had so much fun arranging the colors and everything, but it really depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm in a gummy mood, sometimes I'm more in a sour mood. But growing up, I really loved the Mike and Ike's, and I really liked red vines. Like I remember they were 10 cents at the corner store, and I would collect whatever change I had, and I would get so excited when I had like 20 cents and I could buy like two red vines, two licorice. So it was that kind of simple pleasure and excitement that I love and that I hope that I never lose and I want to share with the fans, because life can get complicated, and I've learned that the more and more complicated life gets, the more and more I appreciate the simple things. And there's something very nostalgic and beautiful about having my life be so that the thing I was looking forward to the most was just having like 10 cents for a red wine, and that was really a bright spot in my day. And even now with so much more. I just finished grad school last month, so we'll be graduating next month with my master's, and it's my third degree, so I think I'm done with school. But as more hectic as my schedule gets, I love that I can still have that excitement and not lose that, and that I'm just excited over something sweet, something nice little treat. And that's what I hope to give to the fans. And I mean, I literally pass out candy in my entrance, but also with the story and the show that I put on to give them something sweet to cheer for, because you never know what anybody else is going through. So whenever we can escape or provide that moment of joy is so awesome to have that power to affect each other in that way.
What's your least favorite candy?
I don't want to start any riots, so I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm just kidding. Oh gosh, I don't want to hurt any candy's feelings, but you know what? I'm not a big like dark chocolate fan for candy. Yeah, I like milk chocolate or white chocolate. I mean, I've had some dark chocolate like with like some berries that were dark chocolate covered, but not really my fave. So hopefully I don't get myself in any trouble by by saying that. And I hope that but if you love dark chocolate candy, that means that there's I'm not eating it, so there's more for you. So so that's a plus.
Alright. It's now time for the colossal question. They're making a movie about Candy Girl. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first three songs on the Candy Girl movie soundtrack?
Ooh, well, my entrance music right now is "CandyGirl" by New Edition.
Yes.
You gotta have a little bit of that Bobby Brown.
Of
So
course.
definitely, definitely, um, definitely that one. I think there's also "I Want Candy." That one's a big one. Or the classic "Sugar Sugar."
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, by the Archies. Sometimes in the day, like what goes on in my head, it's literally like that song. It's just like doo doo doo. Like there's just um yeah, and I'm working on a custom song for the Candy Girl. So
Ooh.
that will be coming soon. I help write it, and really just captures what I'm about and how and everything that I do. I want to show what my superpower is, and that is that I've been through a lot of things. My upbringing was very different. There's parts of my adult life that's been very difficult, and that my superpower is that I didn't let life make me bitter or make me sour, that I have the power to decide who I want to be and not what people think I should be as a wrestler, or as a Latina, or as a woman, or as a first generation um, American, or college graduate. Any of those things I've been able to do and carve a path that I'm proud of, that I'm happy with, that I see what the purpose is in it for me. So yeah, I'm really excited for that song. It's hard to do that. For those that are musically inclined, kudos to you, because I'm not. I'm a liberal arts major all the way. Yeah, so to try to capture that was just like all this messaging and a few lyrics was made me appreciate songs so much more. But yeah, there'll be a song hopefully coming soon where it's in the works.
And you definitely have a really sweet 3 songs right there for the soundtrack as well.
Yeah, yeah. And the movie would be based in Sugar Hill, because I was born and raised all over LA. So the Candy Girl, I am billed from Sugar Hill, which is a place where I would go to as a kid whenever I was going through some really difficult times, and I just didn't know or couldn't cope with it because I was just too young for what maybe I was experiencing or what I was seeing in my neighborhood, in my community, in my family. And that's where I protected my imagination and my joy. I just would go there and imagine what life would be like, once I just had the opportunity, or once I just wanted a small break. And so that's what I think we all need a little bit of a Sugar Hill, where we just have a place to escape from, where we can, obviously deal with what's going on in front of us, but also still protect who we are. So make sure that doesn't get lost in the process. So the movie would be based in Sugar Hill for sure.
Right. Now on to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
My stance is that I don't. I really don't care how you eat your pizza, as long as you don't make me, as long as you don't make me, put pineapple on my pizza. Then whatever. If it brings you joy and it keeps you safe and all that, then go for it. But as long as you don't put any pineapple on my slices.
So, you're anti-pineapple on pizza.
Not anti. You won't find me putting it on my pizza. But then again, I might put Mike and Likes on my pizza. So, who am I to say anything? I'm just kidding. No, it's not for me. It's not for me, but I don't have anything against those. And yeah, you won't catch me on any debates about that. It's
I think you're starting a new debate with the Mikes and Ikes on pizza.
I can't say that I haven't. Can't say that I haven't done it either. So I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm just not gonna say anything. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the fact that we get to eat for pleasure, you know, we don't just have to eat out of necessity. We get to eat what we're craving. So if you want pineapple, I think that is such a blessing. So go for it. Go for it.
Okay. What's your spirit Pokemon?
You know, I don't know if it's my spirit Pokemon, but I really liked Bulbasaur.
Sweet. We love the
Yeah,
OGs on this one.
so cute. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit more athletic than Bulbasaur. Don't know if that's my spirit animal. But I was that was one of my faves, and whenever I would get a Pokemon card with Bulbasaur, I was happy. But you're taking it way back with Pokemon. What if we get some Gen Zs over here? They're like, what are they talking about?
I mean, if you don't know the OGs of Pokemon, then you should not call yourself a Pokemon fan. And you should go back and you should check out the originals that made Pokemon what it is.
I mean, you said it. You heard y'all heard. Okay.
But on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully alive. Hopefully
Well,
alive.
hopefully, yeah.
I'm really grateful that I get to not just work and chase what I want in life, but I get to enjoy it as well. And my parents had such a different formula for their life. It was just work, and trying to just overcome so much. And I never want to lose sight of that. So I never want to get comfortable. I always want to honor my parents' sacrifices, want to honor my ancestors, but I also want to honor them by being able to also enjoy and reap the benefits too of my hard work, of their hard work too, and not get lost in the process. And I'm able to do that because of that. So I'm definitely going to keep working hard, but I'm also going to make sure that I take a moment to enjoy it. Like I said, I just finished my master's degree, and you know, wrestling is there's great opportunities coming up that I'm excited when appropriate to share with all the fans, and excited for those that follow and support my work, because I really want to pass along a little bit of the magic that wrestling passed on to me, and I hope that I get to do that to the fans. And so 5 years, I think as long as I'm alive, that's a win. But also I think that I really would love to keep sort of aligning myself with projects and opportunities that are really close to my heart, and that is representing what I wish I would have saw growing up, what I wish I would have needed. So I'm honored to be able to fill that role that we don't have, and excited that other women are filling other roles of what they can be and what we represent. So definitely want to keep that mission going, because like I said, it's more than we're used to, but it's less than we deserve. So we need to speed up progress. We need to not settle. We're grateful, we're happy, but we also keep working towards more in anything I do. So
And what's a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what CandyGirl is all about?
ooh, so that one is that one is a I've had so many, it's hard to I've had a few hundred matches. Now, I think that I think that sort of overcoming negativity, sort of not letting people bring me down to their level, by showing that I can be kind, I can be sweet, but I can also be tough. I think a good example for that would be my match with Savana Stone. It was with New Tradition Lucha Libre. And it was her first time working with the company, did not really know what I was going to expect. I knew she was powerful. I knew she's dominant. I knew that she's strong, and she really wants to do things her way. And I really want to do things my way. So I think as far as clash of style, I think as far as clash of personalities, but I showed that I can up the ante and up the intensity and be aggressive and channel that sugar power, channel everything I've ever gone through and use it for good, use it to overcome, when people try to bully, when people try to do that. I think that that's a good one. You could check it out on YouTube under the New Tradition Lucha Libre, a YouTube page. It's me versus Savana Stone. And that's just one of many. So what if I said it was my match versus Chucky?
Well, either way, I will find the match, and the match with Chucky if you prefer, and I'll put it in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, revisit it after this interview.
Sweet.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Okay, hold on. Let me take a little bit of some candy. Calm my nerves, because I don't, we don't, by the way, people listening, we don't, I don't get sent questions ahead of time or any script. Where this is all me. This is all CandyGirl. This is just all live here. Okay, but I'm ready. All
right. Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Of all time, gosh, I gotta give it to Hulk Hogan, right?
All right. Worst wrestler.
I think anybody that puts their body on the line for the fans deserves a credit there. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, we're giving you the default answer, and the default answer is Eva Marie.
Okay. I will let those be your words.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Ooh, you know what? Just because I think it would be a great story against. Can it be from like now or the past? Gosh. I feel that it would be a really fun story with Britt Baker because she's a dentist. I feel like that would be amazing. And I mean Trish Stratus is still wrestling, but I would love to also, with the women I looked up for, Trish Stratus, Melina, gosh, I mean so many, but yeah,
I mean, Britt Baker is probably you're probably her worst nightmare.
Right?
Versus the CandyGirl.
Right, and I'm not telling everyone, only eat candy. I'm telling everyone, like, make sure that whatever you're going through, to take a moment and enjoy the sweet things in life, because, if things are going good, they could always get better. So enjoy it. And if things are going good, they could always get worse. So you got to enjoy the good too. But if things are going bad, good things are coming. You just have to wait it out enough too. So whatever you're going through, everyone deserves something sweet in their life. And that's really what I mean. But I'm not saying eat only candy. Don't send me your kid's dental bill. Eat a balanced diet, but make sure that a sweet treat is part of it, because gosh, we all deserve it in this crazy world.
All right. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. Jeff Hardy.
Ooh, which one?
Hardy Boys.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I want to do that dance. And maybe throw candy while I'm doing it. We'll see.
Alright. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Kayfabe is still alive.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast.
No, that's pineapple. I'm just kidding.
Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable. I think it's a root vegetable, right?
It is a fruit.
What? Oh my gosh. And I said I have my master's degree. Well, I'm glad that All the money I spent on my education is paying off.
It's tomato. It's tomato logic. It has seeds.
I'm gonna Google this after this. So
You can't say we're not educational. New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question: what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Oh, that depends on the tush, and that depends on the person and their comfort. That depends on the practicality that they want. So, and I think that it's their gear, so they can whatever they want, whatever the promoter's okay with, whatever works for them. I don't know. Again, my master's degree has failed me because I don't have an answer for you all. But I think if you're grown, you could just wear what you want. I don't really want to have a say in that.
Fair enough. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Oh gosh, I haven't, but now I feel like I'm missing out on something in life. So, can we do a follow-up like in a week and ask me that, and then hopefully the answer is yes?
We could definitely arrange something for the future. Absolutely.
Okay, I might have to bring some cameras along with me and see how people react. But gosh, I haven't. But
If you do actually do that, send me the footage. We will put it on the show for sure.
They're gonna be like, "Be quiet, Candy Girl." They start throwing pineapple and squash at me. It's a fruit. You're okay. I'm like, I was just trying to show you this wrestler.
Of course, that is the correct answer. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me, being interested in my work, and good conversation. And hopefully we will stay in touch. And yeah.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things CandyGirl on social media?
Instagram and Twitter is _the_CandyGirl. I post fun pictures, also post upcoming matches, and just post things that I think will make people smile and laugh, whether you're laughing at me or with me, as long as we can make this world better than what I had to endure growing up is a win for me. So sending everybody a little sugar to get them through the rest of the week. And thank you all for listening in.
Absolutely. And all the links to all of our social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link and a new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give her a damn follow. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment. We're on YouTube and Castbox. Of course, this was sponsored by Real Energy, Player One Coffee. Join us tomorrow as we interview Lola the Adventurer. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WrestlingWE for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Alright.
For our very special guest, Candy Girl, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.